Cannot. Fulanis cannot take over Igbo land. They don't bond them well. That the lion is walking majestically is just flaunting of his royal majesty. Doesn't mean he's weak. The lion is the lion and is always the king of the jungle. Nobody takes Igbo land. It belongs to Igbos. And we won't let anybody take it. Whether you come from the moon or whether you come from the stars, we don't care. So Fulanis cannot.
Igbo mununze mozo ekele monyuku kele onye ntabiko onye onachire ebe ochiri ya 0. Biko omonne m ndị Biafra ekele monyuku kelekwa onye nta nke Igbo wee na-asụ biko ọ ga-adịrị nwoke mmadịrị nwaanyị mma biko awụ na inwe data gbara ọsọ were ọsọ were ije jee chọta data ka iwọchara m video anụnwa. Biafrans are always giving birth to lions. We don't give birth to hyenas. We don't give birth to what they call it, zombies. We give birth to lions, the king of the jungle. This guy you are about to watch it clip now. No, sorry, this old man you're about to watch the clip now. My brother, you can agree with me that this is another Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu speaking through him. Let me not waste of your time. Please see this clip and then we'll come back for more discussion. Don't forget, as you're watching, drop your opinion at the comment section. Please, what is happening? You people are no more following me like your village people used to follow you. Please continue to share this video and follow me. Just drag me like I pass your neighbor generator. I'm okay with that. Please let us see the clip and then we'll come back for more discussion. Oh yeah, let's go there. There's no time to take time.
They cannot. Fulanis cannot take over Igbo land. They don't bond them well. That the lion is walking majestically is just flaunting of his royal majesty. Doesn't mean he's weak. The lion is the lion and is always the king of the jungle. Nobody takes Igbo land. It belongs to Igbos. And we won't let anybody take it. Whether you come from the moon or whether you come from the stars, we don't care. So Fulanis cannot.
What happened to people? Why can't you arrest those that are killing our people? Why is it that ever since Ogolis has been killed, nobody, police have not made any arrest. There has been no arrest, nobody has been arrested. We should go on dialogue with our killers and we should go engage our killers. Why the people that killed us are living peacefully? And you know to go and engage. Sir, at this point, you are not being realistic.
Yes, I won't say more than that.
We have endured enough. Immediately. We demand the immediate, unconditional departure of all Fulani herdsmen from Ogoni land.
Yes,
that continual presence pose a grave threat to the peace and security of our people. Yes. Should this be ignored? Repeat. Should this be ignored?
No.
And I repeat again. Should this be ignored? No. We will be left with no choice. We would left with no option but to defend ourselves.
Yes.
It will be clearly stated. Any further attack on the lands of the Ogoni people will no longer be reported to the Nigerian police and the security agencies.
Yes.
The people of Ogoni will resort to self-help and self-defense.
Yes.
Fulanis has taken over the forest beds of the Igbos, posing a potential threat to their existentiality.
They cannot. Fulanis cannot take over Igbo land. They don't bond them well. That the lion is walking majestically is just flaunting of his royal majesty. Doesn't mean he's weak. The lion is the lion and is always the king of the jungle. Nobody takes Igbo land. It belongs to Igbos. And we won't let anybody take it. Whether you come from the moon or whether you come from the stars, we don't care. So Fulanis cannot.
So Igbos are the nations of lions.
Yes, we are lions. We are dead warriors. So you don't provoke us. And that's why we always want. You know, that's a war song. So you don't tamper us simply because we are peaceful people. We are peaceful because we are Jews. We are peaceful because we are Christians. You understand? But that doesn't mean we are weak. So for me, Fulani is not a threat. They are bragging because we have not decided to fight. When Eastern Security Network was there, what could Fulanis do? So you see, I am not afraid of the Fulanis, herdsmen or whatever. Igbo land belongs to us. East belongs to us entirely. And cannot be taken over by anybody from the Sahel.
The rising sun,
Yes.
the home of Chukwu Okike Abiam.
That's why sun rises from there every morning. You don't need to ask where is God living. Just watch out. Wherever sun rises from in the morning, that is his house. That's where he lives. He lives in the east. So we don't come there. Nothing dirty, nothing defiled will come there. It belongs to Chukwu Okike Abiama. That is his house. That's why I call it GRA, God's Reserved Area. Nobody tampers with it.
I've heard on several occasions that Igbos claiming that nobody can invade the communities of Igbo land, Igbo, but definitely that seems not to be the case. Several communities have been rounded up, invaded. It doesn't matter the region or the angle they back on, but the reality today is happening before us. So what would the Igbo do? Perhaps they thought nobody could infect them, and they have not prepared for the wars, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has called them on several occasions. Come, protect your people. Otherwise, that battle you have avoided today will be taken to your communities, to your kinsmen, and they will have no place to call their own. Is that not happening? Is that not the true realities starting at all assembly today? Who else could deny, of course, the reality on ground? But sadly, to say that it's starting at us. Igbos are lions, Igbos are this and that. But when you keep your environment unguided, then the enemies definitely will invade. And by the time you know it, just as what is happening in Ihamofo and other suburbs, definitely will become the reality. Where people have been deserted, communities have fled for their lives. While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was addressing the Igbo World Congress in US, he said, it's not me. They disparaged him. They treat with levity his instruction and directive. But today, we are at the World Igbo Congress. They have run agog on the ground. They have lost their voice, and nobody is speaking. Nobody is addressing the current realities today, and you call them Igbo World Congress. Their own regions and communities, their own Alibo. Alana is under siege, is being taken over by aliens, by invaders who are coming to kill, steal, dislodge, and annihilate. Definitely, they will have no place to call their own. They might definitely become fugitives, regardless of wherever they are. Is that what they so much desire? Well, internal vigilance is the price for freedom. If you don't protect your people, if you're not conscious, deliberate, and precise in your moves, actions, definitely, I say, emengwangwa emeghara ọdachi. Mana ọ na iju ime ngwangwa, the ọdachi might definitely cut you unawares, or definitely swallow up the people. But then, it will be too late to ask. Ị na-emezi ka onye mmiri na-eri, onye mmiri na-eri amahụ ihe chere ya n'ihu. You just be beating the waters without any direction or sense of cognizance. It's quite unfortunate, but that seems to be reality. Not until Emengwangwa, Emeradachi, we might have ourselves to blame. Well, it doesn't matter how long someone decides to live in denial, but the reality is that that is the only option left, resorting to self-help, self-preservation. If you want to preserve your cultural heritage and prosperity, your life as Nigeria is today, you must resort to self-help. And that is the only way, just as the DSS Director General have given his own position, his personal opinion regarding what is going on, that the people, communities should mobilize themselves and protect themselves. Otherwise, they face being extinct. Of course, they face the risk of extinction, and that is not just the way, just as the Ogoni people has given an ultimatum for the Fulani to vacate their communities, their farmlands, in order to preserve their own cultural heritage and life. They can no longer continue to watch their own people being killed, murdered, arrested, kidnapped, tortured, molested, raped, and the rest of them. So they have given the last warning. They have scored a political point, making it public that people should bear witness should any eventuality happens, that they are no longer willing to continue this deceptive engagement with the police or the security operatives who has not been proactive in bringing to justice those perpetrators of those heinous crimes who invade the Nigerian territory, claiming that these are foreigners, aliens coming to Nigeria to kill citizens, and yet the same government has no intention of going after them, arresting them, and bringing them to justice. Then what is the essence of government? The primary essence of government, as of the last time I checked, is to protect life and properties, to prioritize the welfare, the well-being, the security of her citizenry. But unfortunately, that is not the reality, or is far from being the reality as far as Nigeria is concerned. Several communities have been deserted. I mean, the indigenous people either killed or expelled and reoccupied. Just as the Plateau governor have revealed, there's over 67 or 64 communities have been sacked in Plateau State, renamed after the terrorists who invaded and reoccupied those communities. And yet nothing seems to have been done. Heaven did never fall. And the government seems not to be proactive in her action or decisive actions to combat terrorism. Perhaps could it be that the government is either handicapped or an accomplice to whatever is happening? Whatever be the case, the people have decided never again to leave their destiny in the hands of those who careless or who eventually might be part of the calamity befalling them. It's quite unfortunate. Then you do have to blame the people at this time when they have taken up to defend their inalienable right to life. And as citizens, definitely the right to self-determination, the right to self-defense is an inalienable right that cannot be usurped, not even by the government or any constituted authority. Then if the government saddled with such a responsibility and if security operatives failed repeatedly to protect lives and properties, to bring to justice the perpetrators of this heinous crime, do you have to hold the people accountable for defending their inalienable rights to life and, of course, the preservation of their cultural heritage. This cannot be allowed to happen. As it stands now, the people have decided to defend themselves, and there is nothing wrong. You could not at any time force such decisions because there are evidences, there are confirmations to the fact that they have been victimized. There are casualties. There are people who have been killed, kidnapped. Paying ransom has become the order of the day. Perhaps it is time for the government to review its security architecture and, if need be, integrate the people and form a synergy with the local communities to fight these invaders. They are not all powerful. They are not invisible. These are people who are humans who operate, of course, with robust strategy being sponsored by certain vested interests. So it is time to rise.
60 billion they couldn't generate enough kilowatts energy to make a popcorn.
Look at the government who criticized predecessors but failed to provide dividends of democracy. You can imagine that you cannot generate power 60 kilowatt to roast corn. Now, what is the case? What is the situation? Now, you have been occupying the seat of power, and sadly, things have aggravated, have worsened under the watch of Anoda Tinubu. And reasons majority of Nigerians have welcomed the coalition forces. Of course, they dislodged Anoda Tinubu. Then, beyond that, do we think that could be the solution, a lasting solution to the nagging issues starting Nigerians at faces? Nigerian indigenous communities risk being extinction. With the emergence of coalition parties, solve the problem? Of course, to a greater extent, no. What Nigerians need is to rediscover themselves and discuss the continued existence of Nigeria, the only way to preserve their cultural heritage, posterity, and of course, the living today. Otherwise, it's just a matter of time. The people will be taken out of their communities, their ancestral homes, and reoccupied. So the only solution to the problem of Nigeria today is the dismemberment of the country, disintegration. Let each region control their resources, manage their security, and address the local issues, problems, and differences peculiar to them. That is the only way to entrench peace, equity, and stability across the regions. Otherwise, these sentiments, the bigotry, will continue to be sustained beyond what is necessary. As we can observe now, there are insincerity, lack of commitment on the part of the security operatives, the government, and the governors, of course, to chart a pathway for reconciliation, for prosperity and unity in diversity. But that has been unity in destructive tendencies. God could not be allowed again as far as humanity is concerned, and the preservation of humanity is key and should be prioritized. That is just the case. Look at what is happening. And yet, people are folding hands. The government, rather giving excuses, enough is enough, and having nothing to do about that. Just imagine the massacre in Benue State. Not even a single soul. A culprit was arrested. Not until after several weeks, the government, the Tinubu administration, has to visit that place and started asking, where are the culprits? What are the people that massacred, that destroyed this community, that wiped and annihilated, carried out this ethnic cleansing? In fact, that was when the security operatives, the police, have to react and went and nabbed one or two persons as culprits. You can imagine, you have been there, people have been killed, and the perpetrators of this enormous crime are not hunted down. Wow, what a fantastic experience. Very sadly, but that is the true reality of the Nigerian state today. Who should you blame then? These people, the security operatives, or the executives? Well, it is quite unfortunate. Whatever be the case, or whatever angle or dimension you might want to view that, the fact remains that the incapacity or incapability on the part of the security operatives, or perhaps for some underlying reasons, may have compromised and have sabotaged the security system in Nigeria. That is just what I could decipher from all that is happening, where eventually some persons prefer monetary inducement in order to cover up. This has become more or less a norm in this country. How long shall that continue? That is the nagging issues and questions staring at us. So you should not blame the Ogoni people should they decide to defend themselves, because it is an inalienable right. Sadly, when they resolve to do that, you will see the same security operatives flexing power, coming after the indigenous locals who decided that we don't want the killings of our siblings, of our relatives, of our kinsmen to continue. The same government, the same security operatives that have failed to provide security to their life and properties will come after them, hunting down the people, the locals. You begin to ask, what exactly is happening? Why the people are being rounded up, killed, invaded? You did nothing to stop that or to leave that at the board. But eventually when the people realize that it is their right to defend themselves, that they have the right, that nobody has the right to take their life from them, you see yourself mastering courage, effort to deter the people, to silence the people, to arrest the people and prosecute them on what basis? That they are bearing illegal arms. What about those who are moving about carrying more lethal weapons, using it to unleash assault on the masses, children's not being spared? And you begin to ask, what exactly is happening? Who is behind this? Are the security operatives conspiracy to this? An accomplice to this that start acts? Well, of course, the truth could not be far from the reality. The Ogoni people have demonstrated their commitment and eagerness to defend the people. And perhaps that is the way to go for any community or society that want to preserve themselves.
Yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh. I agree with him that Igbos cannot, Fulanis cannot take over Igbo land. They know bond them well. According to this, our elder, he made a very vital point. But besides making that vital point, to me, I see that point as please don't get it twisted. Whatever I said is basically on my own personal opinion, not generally. So I'm saying from my own, for the best of my knowledge. Okay? So whatever point I drop here is based on my own assertions and what I think concerning this matter. Yes, Fulanis cannot take over our territory because couple of times they have already made this clear to us, whether by vocal, online, offline, that Igbo land belongs to them. That in fact, they have surrounded the Biafra territory. Okay, aside from saying that Fulanis, they don't want them well to take over our territory, what effort are we making to stop them from doing this? Because as far as me and you is concerned, our territory have been surrendered. Our territory has been surrounded by Fulanis, by Fulani foot soldiers waiting to attack. But the reason why you see them, I made it clear in one of the videos I published earlier, why you see them now, it seems like they are not eager to attack, is because to them, they are afraid. Why are they afraid? Because the whole of the Igbos are not dwelling in that Igbo. In fact, to me, I feel the population of Igbos that's scattered all over the world is even more populated than those ones in our territory. So for them to attack our territory, they must rethink. Because people will hold something. People, I mean, Ndeji Abamba, they are outside the Igbo territory. It's only few of them you can see at our area. So for them to attack, they must think twice. Because if you attack somebody's house, just like a criminal who went into somebody's house to thief while the person is not around, and if you are inside there and the person mistakenly come back, you know that it will never end well. So for them to thinking of attacking the Biafraland, knowing fully well the population of the Igbo that's scattered all over the world, and if you gather them to match them fire for fire, they are not going to see anything. So that is why you see they never attack. They are still having thoughts over it. Are we doing anything? To me, I feel we are not doing enough. Maybe we are doing, but I feel we are not doing enough, including me and others. Ngozo Rabeze passed a bill, self-defense. My brother, till today, the fallback group are still using it against her, that she is killing the Biafran because she passed the bill of self-defense. But when T.Y. Danjuma made such comments, none of them drag him like I passed my neighbor generator. The EFCC chairman come out also make the same comment. Nobody dragged him. The DSS boss also make such comment. I don't see the fallback group to drag him. For you to see that we are the architect of our problems. I want a more one. If not me do this thing, I will never support you. That's exactly the kind of spirit and the kind of mindset we are having in that southeast. Instead of you to be the one to give all this Biafra, in fact, make that Biafra never come. That is exactly the mindset of some people who claim to be fighting for this Biafra, and which is very, very bad. It is a very, very bad omen for we to be having such discussion at this point in time, where when all of us are supposed to unite together and fight the common enemies. If you go to the fallback group now, they have divided into two governments. They have government of Imam Madabum, what do you call this one again? Mary Ike, Adajo Ramma. Their own government is separate, and they will have government of Ogenkere. Then after that, they will come down to the original government of USB, which is government of Simon Ekpa, with the surrogate Ngozo Rabeze. You can see it. You can see how divided we are. United we stand, divided we fall. So our elder who said they not born them where to take over our territory, they cannot do it. Yes, I agree with you. Maybe you are saying that in by faith, but what? What have we put in place to make sure that such a thing never happened? Because any one single attack on our villages, our borders are so porous. Our men on ground, I don't know whether they are still existing or not. I'm not saying they are not existing. Don't get it twisted, Biko. Don't come now and begin to drag me like I pass my neighbor generator. I say whatever I said here is based on my own personal opinion and what I think. So my opinion can never count on, or rather subdue the opinions of the millions of Biafrans out there. So please, it is my own personal opinion. So my question is, where is our men on ground? Somebody will ask me now, and you, what have you contributed? So to be here, bringing this news to you, don't you know that it's a part of contribution? Or never hear Headmaster Nnamdi Kanu, who said that if you can never belong on a kind of joining the media to spread the news, then you join the people who share the news. So in any way you are doing, even if you are sharing this video, if you are sharing the news of Biafrans to all the whole platform you belong, my brother, you are part of the game. You are part of the movement. You are doing your own, because that is where your power reach to do something. Everybody must not be on the ground to fight the battle. Everybody must not join the Biafran army or the Biafran defense force. And everybody cannot be on the internet, because if everybody is on the internet, who then going to share the messages to other people who don't have access to internet or access to YouTube or access to any other platform? So don't even sometimes you see people ask, what have you contributed? To be here now, you think it's a child's play, right? If it's a child play, please join us. For you to know that sometimes I have a sleepless night about some comments I receive, some dragging, sometimes if you don't have mind, you know go fit do this internet of 18. If you don't have mind, if your heart not too strong, my brother, people they get BP because of the internet. People are getting BP, depressed because of internet, because of dragging. That was why anytime I look at Ngozo Rabweze, I come out for that woman. The kind of word they have used on that woman, some women will never stand it. They will have had depression. In fact, they for don't colo, their BP for don't high. But she stand firm. She stays strong. Anybody who come out and say that I'm an agitator and can be able to stand the pressure that comes from the social media, my brother, there's nothing that is going to shake you. So for you to hear this word, the comment I make now, you come to ask me, what have I contributed? My brother, this is my own contribution. What about you? Your own contribution is just to be on the comment section to drag people who are saying something reasonable. Are you anointed for destruction? Can't you for once be anointed for something good? So what am I trying to say in essence? What are we doing to prevent them not to take over our territory? If you go to the internet today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, you will still see Fulanis saying their main target is Biafraland. Their main target is Southeast. That they have already conquered the whole of South, moving down to Southeast. Don't forget when Asari Dokubo, as heavy as Asari Dokubo is with his countless armies, even himself cried out that their own Ijoland have been infiltrated by Fulanis. They use a truck to bring them down every night. He cried out. How many of you went and asked him what have he do to stop them? But the same Asari Dokubo, he is crying about infiltration of Fulani, is using his Ijo boys, his Ijo militants to infiltrate Alibu. The likes of Imo State and Owerri, I mean Imo State and Anambra State and Ebonyi. His boys full everywhere. Oshina, Akokwa, Olo, killing people. Army fake, they full everywhere. Ihiala, they full everywhere. That is what they used to tell you, that one good turn deserves another. All the things he has been doing to people, now it is high time for him to receive his own payment. I saw him the other day in one video where he's lambasting Ebola Tinubu, that he is now going to form alliance with the North, that Yorubas are betrayers. Oh, you just know. At your age, 70 years old man, you don't know that Yorubas are betrayers. You just know. That means your own mumu self, you don't enter grade 100. Anyway, let us just dissect the comment section. I don't want us to waste much time on the issue. MMM said Simon Ekpa A, where drama and comedian maker. I don't even understand. Hey, wow. Okay, Gabriel John said all things we need to do now, we Igbos is fully support our men on ground, simply every one of us. Okay, Chukwebuka Elijah said yes. They cannot dare it. Okay, they don't try it. But what are you doing to stop them? Nothing. We are only on the internet. They cannot dare it. They cannot try it. John Francis Mbata said Ali Igbo is the GRA of Africa, God's reserved area. This is deep. AK Obinna said, Guru and brother, bring them down, whether they like it or not. Ndukwe Iro Etum said, you are simply talking to their sponsors. Abi? Alane Mechika Clement said, the fowl that is drunk has not seen the hawk or wolf that is mad. Let the Fulani make an attempt, and then we tell them what to do. And there's one thing in the air that said that I captured so much. The Fulanis are jumping up and down now, going to our bushes and doing all manner of things. Where were they when ESN was invoked? Where were they when ESN have not been filtrated by Nigerian zoo politicians? Where were the Fulanis? The only people that will come to you at night, broad daylight, they will never come. At night, when they know that everybody is sleeping, they will invade you, and they will be claiming we have upon all the sophisticated weapons they have. Let them come in the daytime when men mount. They will not. But at night, they get power. So those people are the ones that go to war. Who fight war at night? Even if they fought war at night, in that night, if men mount, they will not show. They will run. Useless set of idiots that fear like women. Tim Obi Humphrey said it is only where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, listen to him, even when he has gone astray. It is also pain to me that most of you that make one mistake or the other and fallen away has forgotten the oath you took with the DOS and now been deceived by the same Simon Ekpa, thinking that the oath will not work again. Let's watch and see. I beg, let us continue the argument at the comment section of this video. Let me know what you think. Are we really doing the right thing or the wrong thing? Are we really on the side of truth, or we are just lying to ourselves? Whatever you have to say, please drop it at the comment section of this video. And I still plead with you to make una follow me like your village people. Subscribe, like, share, and comment for more interesting videos. Okay, Messiano. I love you all.